very glad to be opening up and launching the intergenerational program on women political participation in Kenya. So I choose to challenge the notion that you're either too young or too old to be a woman leader.
So this project is implemented in 8 African countries. That is Botswana, Democratic Republic du Congo, Eswatini, Côte d'Ivoire, Kenya, Senegal, Tanzania, and Zimbabwe. So for FAWE, what we are focusing on, of course, is Kenya and Tanzania. And our colleague from Femnet was here, so we are implementing the project together with them as consortium partners in the project.
Bonne fête à toutes les femmes en cette journée internationale des droits des femmes. Juste, je voulais rappeler qu'en Tunisie, on a 2 fêtes. En fait, une fête le 13 août, la fête nationale de la femme tunisienne, qui date de l'adoption du code du statut personnel, qui abolisait la polygamie, interdisait le mariage forcé. Ça, c'est depuis 1956.
So the governors, you'll tell the young ladies your name, get into an engagement with them, and just tell them one thing you choose to challenge in terms of mentorship.
Why do we have fear for us entering the political space? One is maybe because of the male domination. 2 is also maybe because of the finances and the lack of power from within me that I am capable of doing this and going to greater heights.
The things that she wants to challenge is that the stereotype of women being weak. She says that we are not weak, we are very strong, and we should move towards that strength. She also wants to change the stereotype that politics requires women who are tough.
Moi, je pense que la possibilité que nous avons ici, c'est de se rapprocher déjà du groupe des femmes présentes qui travaillent.
We have to have a willingness to nurture one another. Mentorship. People should learn from you. And for people to be able to learn from you, you should be accessible. People should be able to access you.
I was taught how to be a woman of substance. I was taught to recognize right from wrong and to speak up on the ills and iniquities of our society that I saw happening around me. So how do we come together to ensure that we're actually teaching the next generation of leaders? And I'd like to say actually they're not necessarily the next generation of leaders, they're actually leaders of today.
I'm advising the young women, yes, as you get into politics, first of all, build your confidence. Know who you are. Accept yourself. Be proud of yourself. Say, I am powerful and I am loving. I am powerful and I am loved. I am powerful and I love it.
Presence is very, very important in politics. So when I'm in the village, those ladies look at me and say, we know you. You are with us. When I'm in town, it's the same for both men and women. And none of those other things matter.
We use the word female leader a lot. I think the ideal for gender equity, for gender equality, the ideal is to just have a leader. And we use the word a female leader because we know there are gaps. We know that to find a female leader in politics, even in the newsroom, is actually not the norm. So we have to keep pushing the agenda of female, the word female leader, the word female deputy governor, because we know you are a rare species. And you have to keep pointing out the gaps, even as we speak, you have to keep pointing out the gaps.
Today being International Women's Day, it is only apt that we re-emphasize the inclusion of women in politics and the inclusion of young women in particular. Today, we reiterate the need to challenge the status quo of women in society by showing up, if you like, tightening that narrative of togetherness across generations as women.
This is a movement that brings together young women who are in the national executive councils of their political parties and in leadership positions.
And I choose to challenge everyone in the room today to, as we have said, hold each other's hand and especially put more funding and effort and capacity building to some of the supporting roles that come into women's participation, young women's participation especially in political processes, not only concentrating on positional leadership.
So some of the recommendations from today's meeting are: we need to train and not just educate for transformative leadership. And we are not supposed to see men as competitors. We need to bring them close so that they help us in ensuring that the ratio of women in politics is a good ratio. The next one is courage is fundamental. So aspiring leaders must have courage irrespective of their gender. The next one is all efforts must be aimed at ensuring women take part in decision making at all levels.
I want to give you this flag during this launch of Intergenerational Mentorship and to wish you the best in your studies in international relations, and that we want to see you as a woman governor. Thank you.
I hand over this flag to you as a commitment of all of the female deputy governors here to empower and mentor the current generation of leaders, because you are the current generation, as we walk together hand in hand. And remember, do not dim your light, no matter how hard the journey is. The little light that you shine will be seen from across the oceans, and we stand with you.
Here is to hope. Here is to continuity. Here is to a future that we will have more women in political participation. God bless you.
I hand you this flag as a sign of continuity, as a sign of empowering you, so that in Africa we will have more women in politics. And I want to bless your future, a beautiful future, and sky for you is not the limit.
Mesdames et messieurs, je suis Emma Stella Likassa et je suis chargée de programme pour FAWE Gabon. C'est un réel honneur pour FAWE Gabon d'intervenir à la clôture de ces moments. Moment qui lance officiellement le début d'un programme d'un genre, disons-le bien, que nous affectionnons particulièrement ici à FAWE Gabon. En effet, permettez-moi de dire que notre antenne nationale vient tout juste d'achever, en date du samedi 6 mars 2021, la formation de 250 pères éducateurs dans 13 établissements d'enseignement secondaire du Grand Libreville, la capitale de notre pays.